Bill, you've done a lot of work on the revolving door. Can you talk a little bit about how defense companies use former members of the military, particularly officers high up in the Pentagon, to sell their products and to influence their former colleagues to get contracts? And how do you think this will be affected or affect the current momentum for AI at the military level?
Yeah, well, it's a time-tested tactic going back certainly to even Eisenhower's day. But the idea is you hire somebody who was high up in the military or the Pentagon to represent you to the government. First of all, they have an open door to all their old colleagues. Mm-hmm. Second of all, they know how the bureaucracy works. And one of the things they do is they hire acquisition officials to help them navigate and manipulate all the regulations you need to get a contract and so forth. So you've got kind of the rainmakers, you've got the more technical folks, and then you have the fact that there's people still inside saying, "Well, yeah, I want a job like that when I get out of the military. I'm gonna cut these guys a break," you know. And the most notorious case was a woman named Darlene Druyan who was getting jobs at Boeing for her relatives and herself while she was still in government, and giving all kinds of outrageous favors to Boeing. And because John McCain got his teeth into it, she actually did 9 months in prison, over it, and some there was some consequences. But it was the exception that proved the rule, because things not unlike that happen every day. And now there's Eric Lipton of the Times did an investigation of the dozens of military officials now going to defense startups in Silicon Valley and to the VC firms. And this is kind of a loophole. You know, if you go to a VC firm that then invests in military companies, you don't have to report the way you would if you were going to work for Lockheed Martin. So it's largely unregulated, and there's a lot more money to be made than just getting paid for coming to a board meeting once in a while. So it's there was a time when Silicon Valley folks were like, "Oh, we're going to sell our products. We're not going to get into the dirty business of politics," but that's long gone.
Yeah.